Now we should be live right here.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, welcome back.
To the 2% Pod,
Yes.
episode 57, baby.
This is the first time this is our first episode 57. We can't really welcome them back to that.
Oh, fair
But I'm Connor. Does my thing come up?
It might.
enough. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm Levi.
Too soon, man. You gotta wait.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm Riley. That's Levi. If you're watching on the video,
I hope
your
you
camera
are.
wasn't on when you said that. You did it way too early. You basically biffed this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is my week back, too.
Your week back?
I wasn't here last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god.
Okay. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, okay.
It was my poor week back.
Yeah.
I can't move.
All right.
Did you want to talk about your Shutterstock subscription?
Oh, I'd
Just
love
hype
to.
it-
It's a,
Hype it up.
a warning to other people. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, of course it's a warning. I've been. You have no idea how much I want to talk about it. Okay, thank you so much for giving me this platform.
This is not our main thing we're talking about, so
Oh, it is.
It
I
could
can't
be.
carry this on for 30
No, I don't-
minutes.
You might be able
I'm sure.
to.
Yeah, you totally could, but I don't want people to think that this is what the episode's gonna be about because I would close it. I'd,
Okay.
like, exit out of it.
Listen, all right, guys. Listen, I've fallen victim to a Shutterstock subscription for a month. And here's the story. I wanted to buy a very high quality stock image of a radio.
Why?
We can't ask that
Oh, sure.
legally.
Okay.
Did you NDA us before this happened?
I NDA'd your parents, but
Eh,
not you.
Okay.
Your
Hooray.
legal team.
Like heredity kind of.
Yes.
All right.
It kind of passes down the lineage.
I hear you.
You have to get it at the top of the belt.
I gotta go to the top to get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Top to get an NDA. So I got this
Again,
image. Oh.
Not the main thing we're talking about. We got more stuff after this. If this is just, 'cause I have zoned out.
I bought a standard license, and it turns out I just wanted to buy the standard license, and it's like, oh, it's $30. I'm like, well, it's a pretty good image of a radio, right? I click buy. It's actually a month subscription
For
to the
$30.
Shutterstock platform for $30.
It wasn't a month subscription to that one picture of a radio.
No, it wasn't.
Does this subscription get you the picture?
Yes, and 9 more pictures every month, so it's kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
But originally, when I looked at it, it said like a year subscription. I'm like, what? Did I buy a year subscription of Shutterstock?
Wow, reenact your face. Was it like wow, 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 wow?
It was like, what?
Eyes bulging out. Yeah.
What? And it turns out I didn't. That's the whole
It
Shutterstock.
was a monthly subscription.
Yes.
Instead. So what are your other 9 images?
I haven't chosen them out yet.
9 other high quality
We'll
radios.
post them on the Instagram.
Totally.
We'll post the other 9
And so
images.
so when you do that, you own those images, right? Is that how that works?
Kind of, yeah.
There's I think there's some restrictions, but it's pretty close to owning the images.
Gotcha.
Right. You can use it for like branding and stuff, but you can't like
Resell them. You can't
Well, yeah.
resell it as your own image,
unless you get like a different license, the extended license. I
or
think.
if you transform it in some way.
right.
Gotcha. So like, are there pictures of gorillas?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I can get a
Yeah.
gorilla photo
Nine-
for
You
you,
can get
buddy.
9 gorilla photos.
Or did
9.
Did you get the radio already?
Yes.
That sucks because you could have 10 gorilla photos.
I think I actually got another radio too. I got an alternate angle of it.
That's
So we only have 8 gorilla capability here.
8
Does it just
gorilla
renew automatically though? That subscription?
It
'Cause,
would have if I didn't cancel it, and that's another
Oh,
thing I hate when they
boo.
auto subscribe you, like they auto renew it.
Well, you did sign up for a subscription.
I did. It said it was a free trial though. That's the part I left out. It said it was a free trial, but I paid $30
I
somehow.
mean, how much money do you think they make off of people just forgetting they have the subscription? That's got to be like
A
half
lot.
their income.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
something like that, or it's like phone companies too.
We
or
should
home
set up
phones.
a donation service. Okay. This is close to Patreon, and I know I've said no to Patreon. It just auto renews. You know, you give us $5 this week.
Mhm.
Guess what? Next week you have to give us $5 again. It's basically you set the
Yeah.
standard for how much you want to donate.
Oh, so you
And-
can only donate more.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to up it, great. We'll do that.
Mhm.
You want to cancel it? We've got like 6 people that are gonna transfer you around in phone calls until you hang up.
There's also a cancellation fee.
There's it's
And-
$4,000.
You guys,
Yes.
you guys cannot sue us. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Don't.
It's
Please
impossible.
don't.
Part of it is a waiver that says do not sue.
Yes, and that's legal. That's in
It is.
fine print.
It's in crayon, actually.
Yeah.
And to any sues that thought they were going to subscribe, you can still subscribe.
Yeah.
The do not sue does not apply to that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, what are we actually talking about,
Yeah.
Connor?
Wait, I have one more thing.
Okay,
I'm
please.
sorry. Okay, so it's been a crazy year, right? But we're finally getting back, sort of. I think. I don't know. We watched a movie. Me and you. I'm
Mhm.
pointing to Riley.
Yep.
And Kyla, who's here over there. I'm pointing over to her.
She waved.
Yes. We saw a movie in IMAX. We saw Black Widow
Yes.
in IMAX.
Yes.
And
I don't know.
this is so you denounced Shutterstock.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is just I am gonna praise IMAX for a bit. Get my seal of approval because the first thing I think after the movie ended, you can't talk during the movie. So after the movie, we all got chatted up.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things we all mentioned was there was one guy in front of us that got up 9 times. You remember that guy, right? Yeah. He got up 9 separate times to refill his drink and go to the bathroom, do whatever. But so you guys all said you saw him 9 times.
Yeah.
I only saw him the once, and that one time it was that guy is getting up. It's hard to miss. But I only saw him the once. I missed him the other 8 times. I was totally engrossed in the epic sounds and epic sights. I already say sounds. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Epic sounds, signs.
Science?
The big movie. I saw a guy. I really liked the big movie to a point where I only looked at the guy once.
That's impressive.
I was just totally enthralled.
I love
in that
IMAX for
movie.
that.
It was incredible.
That was the first time I think I've ever truly appreciated IMAX. Because I've never every time I've gone in there, I was too young to really get a grasp for how cool it is. But that time was pretty cool.
But one thing they have 30 minutes of just IMAX commercials. You have the trailers, but there's welcome to IMAX, and then here's some movies coming to IMAX. And then after the trailers play, you're now watching the movie you came to see in IMAX.
Mhm.
But they show off the IMAX stuff. But the coolest part is when they don't do anything, it just gets really quiet. You know that part where they go into space.
Yeah.
And it goes completely silent. Wow, this is what IMAX doesn't have to do.
That's
That's the good part.
That's one of my guilty pleasures in movies. When there's just no sound for a second.
Yeah.
Like in the Star Wars when they did that one time.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Right?
In the Star
It was boom, and it's quiet.
Wow.
Crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And then they did that in Ziller too.
They did?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Ziller.
Yeah. We went to see it was Ziller
Oh.
King of the Monsters or whatever, the second
Ziller.
one.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking
That's
about.
Godzilla for anybody wondering. We
Okay.
just
Yeah.
translate a little bit.
Okay,
We
yeah.
call him Ziller.
Yeah, okay. So then seamless transition. I think we're
Okay.
done with that, right? Are we? That conversation has closed.
Uh-huh.
We've said all we needed to say.
And just
And now it's time to transition into a new conversation topic. This is how we talk on the podcast.
You've sown
Yes.
the seam in that seamless conversation.
All right. So it's basketball. We're going to talk about some basketball.
amen.
Yes.
Amen.
The NBA Finals. So we're recording this on Monday. Game 6 of the NBA Finals are on Tuesday. That's the day after Monday.
Actually,
What?
it's Friday now.
I'm saying this is all present tense. 'Cause
Okay, okay.
I did say this is Monday. We don't
Okay.
know the outcome of the finals. Bucks are up 3-2. They're coming back to Milwaukee. They got all the momentum in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to win.
Mm.
I'm going to say this. So this is coming out Friday. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
say on Friday, congratulations to the 2021 NBA champion, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. And
Wait, confident.
yeah. Well, hey, I think they're going to win.
Who-
As
You said they were against the Nets?
the
No,
Suns. No,
the
they beat the Nets in the semifinal, in the Eastern Conference semifinals, the semifinals.
I have not been following since we got back from
they're
Denver.
They're playing the Suns, and so Game 6 is Tuesday. If they can't close it out, then Game 7 is on Thursday. So by the time this comes out, it's going to be over.
And the
But
Bucks
again,
will have
yes,
one.
Congratulations to the Bucks. If the Bucks lose, I've decided we just got to kind of delete everything we've never made.
Yeah.
It's they can't use that against us.
So you're wagering our entire channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Gotcha.
riding on this.
Well, I think they've got it.
But the problem is he gets nothing out of it other than predicting it.
Yeah.
You just get the
Yeah.
satisfaction of
Hey,
predicting.
I got to say the congratulations to the NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks because if you can't tell, if you're watching this, you can't tell by my Denver Nuggets jersey. I'm a huge fan of the Bucks.
If you can't tell by his this will come out today, hopefully. So if you can't tell by his Roblox avatar's Milwaukee Bucks jersey.
No, I actually changed it to this jersey.
Well, you in
What?
the video that'll come
Okay,
out. It
yeah.
is
Oh,
still,
okay. Yeah.
Big Bucks fan. This is big Bucks guy over here.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him every time I'm talking to a coworker and about like the finals, because I'm a big basketball guy. Like, hey, you see the game yesterday? I feel like I'm pregnant or something, because I say like, oh yeah, I'm a Bucks fan, and they have to say, oh, congratulations, your team is winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the mood for basketball. The Olympics are coming up. Team USA, they might win gold.
U.S. Team USA, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to talk about some basketball. This is the basketball zone for this week.
Basketball
Yes,
zone.
thank you.
No.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about a specific player. No one you guys have probably heard of. His name is Stephon Marbury. He's not a big guy in the U.S. He was an All-Star a few times, I think twice.
Is he a big guy?
I think he was like 6'2". He was a point guard.
So he's not small, but for the NBA,
Yes,
I guess
he's a small guy.
How many pounds, if you had to guess?
How many pounds he got on that guy?
I don't know. Like, I am terrible at guessing that
Poundage.
I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know, 215.
Dude just said poundage.
But so just
Big
a
guy.
little bit of overview. He was an NBA player. He played for Georgia Tech in college, then was selected by the Milwaukee Bucks before being traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He played from 1996 to 2009. He played for the Nets, the Suns, the Knicks, which he's from New York, so it's kind of like that's where he's remembered playing.
New York.
And yes, he played for a bit in Boston for the Celtics. He's NBA All-Star a few times. He's like one of the better players for because there's a lot of players that don't become All-Stars. So he is one of the better ones.
All right.
But he is much more remembered for his time in China.
Oh.
Yes, they're the CBA, the Chinese Basketball Association.
Okay.
I can only assume that's what it stands for.
You didn't actually look it
I
up?
have it right here. Never mind. It is
Oh.
the Chinese Basketball Association.
Wait, it's called the Chinese Basketball Association? Do they not have it like in Mandarin?
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what it's called on all the Wikipedia articles.
Okay.
So yeah, he would become very successful in China. So we're gonna go over his career there.
Okay.
So yeah, after leaving the Boston Celtics in 2009, Marbury signed with the Shanxi Zhongyu Brave Dragons of the CBA.
All right.
And so NBA players playing in China, that's it's not a I guess abnormal thing. There's been a few. If you're not good enough for the NBA, you can if you get drafted to the NBA and go over to the CBA, you're gonna be one of the better players. And it's but recently, NBA players going over to China. It's kind of become a running joke in the NBA community on NBA Twitter, NBA Reddit, all those.
Love NBA Reddit.
Yeah, players who kind of suck in the playoffs. It's they're joked about saying that they're going to be playing for the Shanghai Sharks next season.
Ooh.
It's always the Sharks. The Sharks are going to be loaded with all the NBA players moving over to China because they're not good enough for the NBA. They're not up to snuff.
Not the other team? Well, it's the Sharks and the...
There are more than just the two teams.
Oh,
there are
really?
19
It's not
teams.
a constant rival?
No.
Oh, that
That sounds like something that would come out of China, though. Some communist country. Like it's the Harlem Globetrotters, Washington Generals.
We have
You
two
say communist
basketball
country,
teams.
but it's like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
So yeah, players, they do occasionally head overseas and become stars, as we see Marbury.
Good for them.
Yeah. Right now, so Marbury has since retired, but notably right now, Lance Stevenson, he played for the Indiana Pacers. He's playing over there now for the Liaoning Flying Leopards, which is not to be confused with the Zhejiang Flying Tigers, not to be confused with the Jilin Northeast Tigers, and not to be confused with the Guangdong Southern Tigers.
You're preaching to the
Gotcha.
choir, man.
Yes.
I'm a master of the CBA.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of tigers, a lot of flying stuff, and there's also a few lions and dragons.
Oh.
That's great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's one really fun one. It's the blue whales, and their logo. It's a whale, but it's like a fun little whale.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
Is
nice.
he bubbly?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go too far.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You mean like literally, like he has bubbles, or
Yeah, just like a bubbly personality.
I think most fish are bubbly by that definition, but that's
Like-
not what I meant.
Okay.
Like, happy little cute guy.
Yeah, I guess he is sort of bubbly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, yeah, Marbury, he played his first 2 seasons. He missed the playoffs, so you can't carry a team like that unless you're like, I guess. Imagine if LeBron James went over to China Like, that'd be insane. He's already so good now. If he played in China, it's like he's taking his team to the championship every year.
Sure.
Because he can do that in the NBA, which is better than the CBA.
You could say that definitively?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Judging by Stefan Marbury being one of the better players in the CBA.
I want to see every player of the NBA and every player of the CBA face off on a giant basketball court. Like, it's huge.
They're all just all at the same time.
Yes, yeah.
I think
that'd be
we
fun.
could probably get that together.
I think us and our very good management skills, I think we've got this.
I've posted a few comments to r/NBA, so I've got connections.
Oh,
right.
you open up the phone and there's
Yeah.
people asking you questions.
He's Mr. Reddit over here.
Yeah. So yeah, he played 2 seasons. I forget what teams they were. They were garbage.
Were they flying?
That might have been. Yeah. But then his life. You think his big turning point in his life was when he was drafted to the NBA. His big turning point in his life was actually in 2011, where he signed with the Beijing Ducks. Not to be confused with the Beijing. There's no duck team. It's the Beijing Fly Dragons. They're kind of like New York or LA, where they have 2 sports teams.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Beijing Ducks. So this is pretty big stuff. He won championships in 2012, 2014, and 2015. All for the Ducks.
Wow.
And yeah, after his first championship, they put a statue of him outside the stadium. So they're like really heavy on this guy. They like him a lot in China.
Sure.
Yeah, and so, but I should say the statue of Marbury, not as impressive though as one might think, because there is he's not the only basketball player with a statue in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there, in Beijing's Chaoyang Park, there is a 50-foot statue of Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes. Yes. Life size.
Yeah, a gigantic statue of Shaq because he signed, you're never going to believe why, he signed an endorsement deal with Chinese footwear company Li Ning, which sponsors the park. So they just put up a big statue of him because he endorsed the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was 50 feet tall.
Yeah, Marbury's like life size. Yeah. So it's he is just ginormous.
I win you 3 championships in 4 years. You get a life-size statue.
That was only after the first championship. Maybe there would have been a bigger one if they waited
Oh,
a bit.
gotcha.
Now, I have problems scaling things. Could you give me an apt, 50-foot comparison?
So
or
I guess
something?
5-story building.
Shaq is what, 7'1",
Something like that.
7 stories?
7 foot
Is
one.
the statue smaller than him in real life?
It is much bigger than him.
Okay.
Yes.
7 feet.
I guess it's bigger than
Well,
Shaq. Is that good enough?
I've never actually
Okay.
seen Shaq. He could just be computer shortened in everything he's in. It's possible. I'm just
CGI.
saying. Oh, we're talking about Shaq.
What was that?
What?
That was my Alexa.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to end yet. This is important because this.
Oh,
came
that's
up.
right. And this is season 2, so no
Yeah,
one cares.
yeah,
sure,
that was
yeah,
a season
whatever.
1.
Shaq
rule.
was the season 1 safe word.
I think I had to mention it. It's
Yeah.
just a
No, I
giant
hear you.
statue
Yeah,
of
no,
Shaq,
of
which
course.
He got it because he endorsed the company. I would like to see that in the U.S.
Okay.
So he's signed on with what Gold Bond, Icy Hot, the General. I want them to all put I want them to work together to put a 1,000-foot statue of Shaq.
Replace the
Wow.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
No. I say
I don't
make
think
it right next to it.
No.
And it's like fighting it. It's like throwing a punch.
Yes.
Oh,
We
no,
just
no,
discussed how
wait.
New York has 2 sports teams,
Yeah, but
2 big statues.
So I think not fighting, but there's
Uh-huh.
they also commissioned a giant basketball hoop. Shaq is shooting over the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
no.
my gosh.
Even better. He's dunking over the
Yes.
Statue of Liberty.
There we go.
The joint unity of capitalism dunks on liberty, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that so
Symbolic.
We'll get on that. But also, so a sidetrack to the sidetrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, at the same time, coming back to the main story,
Ooh.
Stefan Marbury, similar to Shaq,
Mm-hmm.
also has a line of affordable basketball shoes because there's a few. So you'll get Air Jordans or Kobe Bryant shoes. They'll be $100, and they're like, oh, that's ridiculous. I
Right.
can't pay for those.
Right.
There have been a few pretty philanthropic basketball stars, Shaq and Stefan Marbury are included, who make really cheap basketball wear.
Yeah.
So people can actually afford them. So yeah,
Seen them in Walmart.
yeah, and he sold a lot there. It's a very nice thing for him to do. Stefan Marbury, his Starbury Corporation. It's like Marbury, but there's this. It's like he's a star in China.
I get it.
Oh.
Yes. They are on their website. They're out of stock, but they are. He's selling sneakers for as low as $4.98.
Wow.
Yeah. And all those are out of stock though. There are some that are selling for I think $15 now.
Shoes?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
What's the shipping like though?
Oh, I didn't see. I don't.
See?
I don't know.
Because that's where they get you. They'd be like, we actually have a 20-cent shoe here, but it's $100 shipping. It's just like Shutterstock.
Crap.
It's actually a shoe subscription.
Yes.
Stefan Marbury. We're kind of joking about him now, but he's like a pretty good guy. And there's a whole thing on his Wikipedia section about his philanthropic endeavors.
Right.
He donated like $4 million to like first responders in New York.
Okay.
One to each like
Team?
Yeah, team, I guess. And he also, so he lives in China now, obviously. He worked together with a mask manufacturing company the last year to get masks to first responders in New York.
Okay.
So he's using his current home to help with his home.
Original home.
Yes,
Yes.
the OG home.
Where
The
he
OG.
one day might return.
I don't know.
I'm calling it. I don't know this guy. Never heard of him before. He's coming back to New York.
Whoa.
And
I cannot wait.
He's playing on the team.
I don't know. He's like 44 now.
He might not be playing on the team.
Yeah, so he did retire, I think 3 years ago. Yeah, he ended his career with the Beijing Fly Dragons, which of course not to be confused with the Beijing Ducks, but also the Zhengzhou Dragons. But he does now coach the Fly Dragons, and they must have figured out like all the names are confusing because the Beijing Fly Dragons are now known as the Beijing Royal Fighters.
Oh,
Ooh.
so
Yes.
they understood that it
Yeah.
might have been difficult.
Those two did.
Yeah.
But there's also like a few more dragons, and also they're all flying.
And there's a couple tigers.
Yes, tigers, lions, and leopards. No
Oh my.
no bears. Yeah.
That culture loves animals.
Yeah. So I was just looking at other NBA stars, I guess players. They're not really stars most of the time. Yeah, but players that like go to China. And for one season, I think you guys might have heard of Meta World Peace, just because his name is Meta World Peace.
Yeah, I've heard something about it.
Ron Artest is his original name. In China, he was known as the panda's friend.
Aw.
That's kind of fun. I like that.
No, that's bubbly.
Yeah.
That is bubbly. In the truest of terms. Bubbly little guy.
Yep. So he's now coaching. He's still a big part of the Chinese basketball world. He also, I think, was part owner in the Chinese Arena Football League.
Part owner in China.
Well, a part owner of a team. Yeah.
Got him.
It's one country, two systems, man.
That's true.
But he's still he's a huge star in China. When he retired, people were like, there's a few people in the stands. They gave him all a standing ovation, and like some people cried.
Yeah.
It's like he's left a big impact on the people of China, especially the basketball fans, obviously.
Not as big as Shaq though.
Yeah, he's got a statue, and after retiring, his story, more specifically his time coming to China, it was adapted into a musical titled "I Am Marbury," starring Stefan Marbury.
No.
Yes.
So when are we watching that?
So there are a few clips. I think you can. I don't know if you can find the whole thing. There is an alternative I'll get to later.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a clip on there on YouTube. He's there. I didn't see him sing at all. Everyone else was just singing, I think.
It's not a musical.
Yeah, well, no, everyone else is singing. He was just saying, like, I am Stefan Marbury, and I play in China, or something like that.
Just like the most basic facts. Just get them out of the way.
Well, and he's also speaking in English. There's a translator right after him.
Wait, so he still lives there, but he
Yeah.
can't, does he? Is it like they wanted him to speak English, or does he not know Mandarin?
He probably just didn't learn it. He's got a translator in all the clips I've seen.
Oh.
Yeah. There's also a clip later on in that clip. He like dribbles a basketball, very good at it because he is an NBA player. But he also like fumbles it twice.
Oh.
He's trying to do some wacky moves and he like loses it. It looks like it was a deflated ball.
Oh.
Yes, they gave him faulty equipment.
That's not good.
Yeah, but the musical was actually later adapted into a movie called My Other Home, which I think the Mandarin name is I Am Marbury, but the I guess American release is My Other Home.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. And so that, he also stars in that, of course. There's a trailer on YouTube. I don't have that there. I don't know if we wanted to show that. But it stars 2 NBA players. And it's Baron Davis, who he was a pretty big guy back in, not big as in he was good.
He wasn't 50 foot tall.
No, not 5 stories tall.
No, if he was, he was a star back in the day. And also had Allen Iverson, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. He was an MVP. So he shows up at the end, I think. It's like an end credit scene where it's like, all right, Stephon Marbury, Chinese basketball player, time to play. And it cuts off right as they play.
So is there an NBA extended universe or cinematic universe even?
What do you mean by that?
Well, if I hold on. If there's a musical, that has cinematography within it, do they have other works and are they connected in any way?
I don't think so.
There's no Shaq musical?
No, not in China at least. No, because there's the musical, which is also the same. It's the same as the movie.
Right.
It's an adaptation because it's all based on Stephon Marbury's life. So in that way, I guess you could say that this world is just the Stephon Marbury cinematic universe.
This world.
Yes. we all just we live in the Stephon Marbury.
We play our little parts.
There all speaking of that, there is something I guess there might be some truth to that. Sort of. It's a stretch. It's a stretch. But so this is a movie about his time in China and his time winning the championship for the Beijing Ducks. Not to be confused with the Beijing now Royal Fighters.
Yes.
Yes.
Formerly known as the Beijing Fly Dragons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's actually a movie by Spike Lee. It was a Spike Lee joint. Forget what it was. He Got Game, which stars Ray Allen, another basketball player, as Jesus Shuttleworth.
Jesus?
Yes, or Jesus. I don't know. I read it off of Wikipedia.
Oh.
I think it would probably be Jesus, honestly. Spike Lee has hinted at it multiple times that it was based off of Stephon Marbury's life.
Okay.
So the I Am Marbury is like a sequel to He Got Game in that way.
Okay.
So there is a cinematic universe.
Sort of.
It's a stretch, but it's kind of there.
So the part you were saying was kind of true, is that it's a cinematic universe. Not that we're all living in
I think because Stephon Marbury is a real person, I think you can kind of just say that any movie is part of that cinematic universe.
Okay.
Sure. Especially basketball, like Space Jam. I think that's also part of the SMCU.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
The Stephen Marbury cinematic universe.
Because Stephon Marbury did play against Michael Jordan.
In the movie?
So that ropes
just in real life?
In real life.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And so it has to be Space Jam, but it can't be something like Hoosiers. Because those are all fake people. Stephon Marbury did not play against the people from Hoosiers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but he did play against Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan plays Michael Jordan in Space Jam, starring Michael Jordan.
Wow. Sure. Now, does Space Jam 2 also fit into that universe?
Yes, because, of course, Stephon Marbury probably played against LeBron James.
And now let me take this a step further. In the SMCU, does Big Chungus exist?
Yes, I mean he would have to.
Did they they actually reference that?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's he turns into Big Chungus.
In Space Jam 2.
It's not in I Am Marbury.
Not to be confused with I Am Marbury musical.
He
doesn't dribble the basketball and then just turn into Chungus.
No.
Okay.
But one of the clips, so it's like a pirated clip of the musical. He Stephon Marbury comes out. Just arms spread out wide.
Arms wide open.
That's what he's saying. I am Stephon Marbury, and I have come to play basketball for the Ducks. And, his sleeves rip off.
Without him doing anything?
Yeah, he's wearing a long sleeve shirt. He's arms wide open, and the sleeves just rip off because he is Stephon Marbury, and he did not come to wear long sleeves. He came to shoot the basketball, and you can't do that with long sleeves unless you're wearing a shooting sleeve, but that's different because it's skin tight.
And it's flexible, and it's not like leather.
It's like you're not wearing anything, really.
Right.
It's like a part of you.
It's like second epidermis.
Yes. But he is here to play basketball. He has come.
And this is a musical.
Yes. This probably didn't happen in the movie. The movie seems a bit more grounded.
Okay.
In the way that they play basketball.
Gotcha. So he spread his... I'm not going to spread this arm, obviously. But he spread his arms.
Yes.
And the sleeves ripped off on stage?
Yeah.
How? They just had
like
strings.
there was
wire. Yeah, there was
something.
strings attached.
Yeah.
You could see the
Wow.
strings.
Yeah.
Could you really?
That's
yeah.
funny.
But yeah, he didn't like. It wasn't like for the people watching. It's like Stephon Marbury is here to play basketball for the Beijing Ducks, and he's gonna win a championship or 3. Wow.
All
And we're gonna put a statue up for him, but it's not gonna be as big as the Shaq statue because Shaq endorsed that footwear company.
They should have made his smaller than real life.
The Shaq one.
No, Stephon Marbury. They should have had it be like 3 feet tall. That's my indication of 3 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I meant?
Yeah,
About a meter.
I don't even have to say it.
That's about a meter.
It's about 3.2, right? 3.2 feet,
Yeah.
something like that. Thanks,
Which
guys.
is shorter
Who
than
measures-
Stephon Marbury.
Yes.
Why measure feet in decimals? Messes up the whole thing.
Well, if you're converting it to metric.
No, if you're converting it to feet and inches.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I see what you're saying,
0.2
big man. I see what you're getting at.
That's all I've got on the paper. That's Stephon Marbury.
That's so much.
Yeah.
So you're in one league and you're not doing super hot or
Well,
whatever.
he was. I mean, this was near the end of his career. He'd been playing for, I think, if I'm doing the math correctly, 13 years.
Oh, okay. So he was well because they kept signing him, or he was
Yeah.
good because they kept signing.
Yeah, I mean, he's an All-Star twice. He was on the NBA All-NBA, like I think third team in 2000 and 2003. So he's one of the top 15 players in the league at that time.
Wow. Okay. And then so when he left, he was the top 15.
No, he left in 2009, and he like was on the bench for the Celtics. He wasn't really getting
Gotcha.
any playing time, so he left.
That's super smart though to go to the CBA after that.
I mean, yeah, if you want to keep playing.
Yeah.
Right.
And become a star, win what 4 or 3 or
Three.
4, 3.
Yeah.
And you get a statue that's smaller than Shaq, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he cared too much about that. Probably.
I don't know. It's in Beijing. Both of the statues are in Beijing. He might just be walking around like. He just all of a sudden comes upon it. It's like, what the, what is this doing here? I thought they loved me so much. What is this giant statue of Shaq doing here?
Do you think maybe years down the road and everything, the world is rubble, and
like Planet of the Apes.
and they uncover the giant Shaq statue? They're like, this must have been their god. This had to have been who they worshipped.
How big is that statue of a Jesus in Brazil or whatever?
That's huge.
Yeah.
Bigger than
Christ
50?
the Redeemer
Yeah,
is huge.
it's definitely bigger. It's like, I'm just going to throw it out there, like 150
Yeah,
feet
so
or
it's
something.
massive.
How big's the Statue of Liberty? Same size around
I'm
there?
gonna say that's
Exactly.
that is definitely 200 feet.
200 feet?
No, let me look it up.
Okay.
So like they uncover it and there's like, instead of selling apartheids, he sells car insurance. That's my joke for waiting for Connor to.
So Christ the Redeemer is 30 meters, which is only
90
98
feet.
98 feet. But
You gotta
he also
factor the point too.
with the pedestal, it's 125 feet.
No, who cares about the
So
point?
Statue of Liberty, I think, is taller. But again, Christ the Redeemer, that's on the big mountain. Arms wide open like Stephon Marbury. Sleeves ready to be pulled off. Jesus is ready to hoop.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. What's she doing?
Honestly.
What's she doing?
Jesus is ready to hoop.
Trying to block Shaq's basketball when he just dunk slams
Yeah,
right in her
whatever.
face.
Is there a room in the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, you can go in it.
I don't think there is there.
Yeah, you can go in
is
the
it-
crown.
Is that? I thought that was one of the Mandela effects things. It was like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I was in the Statue of Liberty," but like you've never been able to get into it.
I think statue. By the way, Statue of Liberty is 151 feet tall,
Oh.
and it stands on a pedestal that is 154 feet tall. So it is 305 feet.
The pedestal
Total.
is just as tall as the.
I guess so.
Holy cow! I've never
Wow.
noticed that.
Yeah,
Big
but
pedestal.
of course that is not as big as the Statue of Unity, which is the biggest statue. I think that's in India. It is 597 feet. And that thing's huge. Wow, that's
Gotcha.
bigger than Shaq.
Yes. About like, what is it?
I don't
Let's
know.
see here. Like 10 times? Nearly?
I cannot say.
Okay. For confidentiality reasons.
I just, man, I don't do math, man.
Oh, okay. That's fine, man. It's whatever.
Oh, you can get in the crown. Maybe I'm thinking of the arch or something. The St.
No, you
Louis
can be
Arch.
in the arch. I was in the arch.
I was in the arch.
I don't know what I'm thinking of then.
I saw, the reason I ask is I'm never sure what I see on TV, if it's real or not. And I remember this one season of, I don't know what it was. It was probably like House of Cards
What
or
are you
something.
talking about?
They were just
I don't.
sitting
Sorry,
in
I don't know
the
what this is.
Statue of Liberty.
What preface? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know
That's the
what
reason I asked
prefaced
about
that.
the room.
Okay.
I was very confused if it's real or just another figment of my imagination.
Whoa.
That's your guilty pleasure of movies. We just created it.
Radio silence.
Oh.
Serious
yeah.
callback there.
Yes, that's good. Little bow on top of the episode.
I
Yeah.
think so. You slap that bow on there, you put a label on it, send it off to Santa Claus.
Do
Santa
you send
sends it-
presents to Santa Claus?
You give him cookies.
I mean, he gives us a lot of stuff. I think he might want a present.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what? Santa
okay.
doesn't write to me and ask me what he wants. Tell me what he.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do
I'll
you,
see you
do you
later.
ask?
Yeah. So I guess some homework
Uh-huh.
this week. Watch I Am Marbury.
Uh-huh.
Fly to China to see it. He's still probably doing it. Doing 5 shows a week
Oh,
while
yeah.
coaching the Beijing Royal Fighters.
Oh, you had to look again.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if we have time, we should definitely see if we can dig up the musical or
the movie My Other
or-
Home.
Yes, which
Mm.
we probably can dig that up.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that is probably on YouTube.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Or
watching.
No problem.
whatever. See you here again next week.
Next week.
I feel like I guess follow us on Instagram at 2% Pod.
Yes.
Follow me on Instagram at my name. If
Okay.
you want to see a lot of nothing, I don't post anything on there.
Mm-mm.
Follow Levi on Instagram because that'd be funny.
Because I'm off Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm off it. Go to Linktree on Instagram. Go to YouTube. Go to Spotify. Listen to a podcast on Spotify. If you're not on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, go listen to it on YouTube.
Yes.
Our best bit is always telling people to listen to it
Yeah.
at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And there's nothing else to say other than Wally.
Again,
Oh?
you might not be able to see this if the Bucks lose, but they're not going to. They're winning.
Oh,
Just gotta
yeah.
hammer that home. Bucks
Okay.
are the champions,
Right.
and I don't know. I'm in Milwaukee right now.
You are?
I don't know. I'll head up there.
Oh, nice.
Start
Very
walking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wally
APUK 24/7 every day. Thank you.